Hello, today we are going to be reviewing some of the key skills that we have covered in Term 1 so far. So today we are going to have a brief summary, just to recap on some of the key concepts and terminology, and you will do a short task. Approaching the text. When you analyse the text in your exams, you will approach it in 3 stages. Words and phrases and language devices such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, metaphors, similes, personification, etc. Paragraphs, sentences and punctuation. So sentences can mean simple, compound, complex, or exclamatory, statements, questions, commands. Punctuation can be anything from commas, semicolons, dashes, and colons, and exclamation marks. Whole text. So once you've looked at the text from words and phrases and language devices, then you've moved on to paragraphs. You will then be asked to look at the whole text, and that would be analysing or evaluating, how well a writer does something. So you will look at the text in its entirety and think about some of these things. Is there a shift in focus? So for example, does it start with a setting and then move to the internal thoughts of a character? Does it have dialogue? Does it zoom in and out on specific detail? So that could be, perhaps it starts outside and then zooms into somewhere inside a building. It could mean that it describes a character and then it zooms in on a particular feature of a character, like their eyes or their nose or what they're wearing. Are there any contrasts? So are there any contrasts in mood? Are there shifts in mood from happy to sad, for example? Are there contrasts in character? Contrasts in setting in terms of the weather? Does it start off nice and sunny and then does it change and become stormy and windy? These are known as contrasts. The aim for the reader is to identify how the writer uses these techniques that I just mentioned to achieve a specific intention. Intention means purpose. A writer's purpose is numerous and can be one of the following. It can create sympathy, anticipation, excitement, worry, fear, empathy, or something else. Another main intention is to engage and interest the reader. All writers want to engage and interest us as readers, and they use all of the techniques that we've just mentioned to get us to continue reading. So your role as the reader is to identify where the writer shows his or her purpose in the text and explain how it's achieved. How means what language and structure techniques the writers use to achieve their purpose. Connotations are very important when examining the text. Connotations are where we make our inferences. Connotations are associations. So if you think about a particular word, you should think about, well, what connotations are there that I can associate with this word? And this helps you to have a deeper understanding or interpretation of the text. And this is a very important analytical skill. So the example is the word red. Red has a number of connotations or ideas associated with it. For example, it could be danger, love, passion, fire, and heat. Explicit and implicit information and ideas. Throughout your exam, you will be looking for implicit information, which means something that's obviously stated, and these are the easier questions, the 1-mark questions or the 2-mark questions. The rest of your text, or the rest of your exam, I should say, is looking for implicit ideas and information. Implicit means something that is hidden. So paying close attention to the words and their connotations to find a deeper meaning. In other words, reading between the lines. Now you're going to answer these following questions on your worksheet, which should have been sent to you via email. Number 1. You should approach the exam text in how many stages? Number 2. List 4 examples that go under the category of language devices and words and phrases. Number 3. Sentences and punctuation are in which category? Number 4. What should you look for when you analyse the whole text? Number 5. What is the aim of the reader, you, when analysing a text? Number 6. What does the word intention mean? Number 7. What does the word connotation mean? Number 8. Choose a word and explain some of its connotations. Number 9. When you analyse a text, should you look for explicit or implicit information to get higher marks? Now we're going to read an extract taken from Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Oliver has been kidnapped by Nancy and is being taken back to Mr. Fagin, who is a wicked thief. It was Smithfield that they were crossing, although it might have been Grosvenor Square, for anything Oliver knew to the contrary. The night was dark and foggy. The lights in the shops could scarcely struggle through the heavy mist, which thickened every moment and shrouded the streets and houses in gloom, rendering the strange place still stranger in Oliver's eyes, and making his uncertainty the more dismal and depressing. Number 1. Highlight the words and phrases which suggest a negative atmosphere. Number 2. Look up the following words in the dictionary and write the definition and word class. Shroud, render, contrary. These are words that have been taken from the extract, and I want you to look them up in the dictionary because this will help you to not only develop your vocabulary but also to help you understand what you're reading. Number 3. What do you think the writer's intention is? A. To reflect Oliver's happy mood. B. To create an unwelcoming atmosphere. C. To reflect Oliver's fears. What are some of the connotations of the following words? Dark, gloom, strange, dismal, depressing. For example, when we think of the word dark, we might think of something scary. We might think of depressing. When we think of something or gloom, we might also think of depressing or dark. Number 5, once you've looked up made some connotations or come up with some connotations, you will then look these words up in the dictionary and write down their word class. For example, is the word a noun, verb, etc. Semantic fields. A semantic field is a group of words related in meaning or theme. Number 6. Complete the following sentence and explain what you think Dickens' intention is and how it's achieved. The writer uses a semantic field of to show. That's one way you could start your sentence. Or a semantic field of is used to convey. So when you're thinking about the semantic field, if you think about the words that you just looked at to make some connotations, they all have a similar theme. You decide what you think that theme is and then I want you to complete the sentence and explain with further examples how you think Dickens's intention is achieved. Now that's the end of the presentation. You should have your worksheet, and once you finish that, please email it to me so I can mark it and I will give you the answers. That's the end of this revision session. Bye.